Now, in the next few minutes or the next session, we'll learn even more smart things, right? But when do you use it? What is good? What is not good? That also needs to be understood. Sometimes we think it's good, we don't even know it's bad. So, we are going to understand something about good touch, bad touch, or what we call safe touch and unsafe touch. Anybody of any age can be harmful. Any kind of touch can be harmful. So, let us understand the difference between safe touching and bad touching. What is the meaning of touching? Touch yourself. So, everybody is touching your own self. We are not going to talk about own touch, we are going to talk about someone else touching you. So, if I touch you, or you touch me, or she touches me, or he touches me. So, a second person touching you is what we are going to discuss. It could be a stranger, it could be a known person, it could be a regular person, or it could be somebody completely not in your daily life. Okay? But when they touch you, what is a good touch? What is a bad touch? How do you feel unsafe when it's inappropriate touch, if I may put it that way? The word is inappropriate. Let's think about that. Shall we just write down, think a little for a minute, open a notebook, because I can see everybody is very studious here. You were taking so many notes. So, let's write down a few situations of good safe touch. Let's say 3 situations, okay? And 3 situations of not so good, that means bad or inappropriate or unsafe, which makes you feel uncomfortable, uneasy and a little unsure. So, look for, think about, imagine and recall anything that makes you think of a not comfortable touch. Write it down and then we will capture it on the board. Also good touch, not only bad touches, we are going to talk about all kinds of. But remember, another person touching you. Looks like everybody is sincere in their work. Okay, so let's see what kind of answers we are getting. Clear? Okay, shall I begin? Yes. I am going to make 2 columns, safe touch, and we are going to talk about unsafe touch. Can everybody see the board? Yes. Okay, clear? Handwriting is clear? Okay, alright. Who wants to answer? Raise your hand, otherwise I'll choose the person. Okay, alright, you. First bench.
When a mother pats her back because of proudness.
Okay, so shall we put it in which column? Safe?
Ma'am, safe touch.
Very good. So, your mother pats your back because she is proud of you. Okay? I am going to write just simple words. Okay? Excellent. Somebody from the next row.
Teacher touching the students.
For what? Touching student for what? Is she patting you? Is she scolding you? Is she beating you?
She's patting you.
She's beating you?
Patting you.
Patting you? Why
Yes,
is she patting you?
Of proudness, and the student is good at studies.
And if she's beating you?
It's a bad touch.
But sometimes teachers, parents, grandparents like to check their children who are going out of line. Okay? So, it can be both. So, yes, so I'll go back to your answer. When the teacher is proud of you, it's a good touch. Okay? So, the same way as the mother did it, teacher also is proud. She's happy at your answer and this becomes a good touch. Okay? Next row. Yeah. Something unsafe. Can you give me anything unsafe?
Some people unnecessarily touch our body.
Does that happen in the house, in the park? Where does it happen? School, bathroom, corridor, lonely places in the mall?
It's a crowd place.
Crowded
in a
place
market.
also.
In a market.
It's true. It doesn't have to be lonely place. And how do you know that it is touching, that touch is bad? How do you feel it? Why do you say that?
We feel that the intention of the person is wrong.
So, excellent. I am going to write that down. Okay. So, and is it a stranger or is it a known person, or it can be anyone?
Stranger.
Stranger also?
Yes.
And can it be a known person also?
Known person will not touch our body unnecessary.
Okay. So, a stranger touching your body unnecessarily. Okay. I am going to write this down. stranger touches your body, you use the word unnecessarily. I like that. So if you've gone to a doctor and the doctor is examining you, the doctor can be male or female. So that is a touching the body, the nurse is touching you, she is giving you an injection. That is a necessary touch. So your word is very correct. Unnecessary touch, unfriendly touch. Okay? Just because giving an injection is pinching you, that is not a bad touch. That is for your good. So the intention, you use two wonderful words, necessary and intention. I like those two words, right? Necessary means what? You need to get it done, right? Intention means why are you doing it? You know, unfortunately sometimes what happens is the same gesture traditionally or normally, commonly, which is good, like patting we saw, all right? Patting by teacher, patting by mother, patting by father, patting by uncle. Anybody, any relative which is known to you who is fond of you, you are young, they are old. It can be older, it can be younger, it can be any age. But you realize that it is the touch is going on for too long. The touch is going into places which are making you uncomfortable. Maybe I am hugging you. So the hug is too tight. I hug you lightly, I open my arms, finished. Very good girl. I pat you, shabash, well done, I leave it, light touch. But when I pat you and I don't let go and I start feeling you, groping you longer than necessary, that's a bad touch. I shake your hands, how are you, well done, but I don't let go of your hand. I hold it tighter, I increase my pressure, I make your hand stay in mine, I pull you towards me, that is bad touch. Even older people, young people, they just quickly kiss you on the head or on the hand, on the cheek. Kissing on the cheek is just affection. Come here, grandchild, I am kissing you. But if that kiss becomes long and it's pressured, then you just recoil. No, I don't want it. You yourself will pull back. And this is both for boys as well as for girls. Girls, yes, they are more susceptible to danger of bad touch, but even young boys, your age children of any gender, whether it's boys or girls, can be exposed to unsafe behavior from people. Okay? So remember, you have a right to protest. You have a right to reject that touch. Alright? We've got this answer. Anybody else wants to answer?
When the stranger touch you in crowd and you are feeling uncomfortable, it signifies that was a unsafe touch.
Okay. So a stranger has no business to touch you. It's a good answer. Hai na? If he's pushing you to get into a bus, that is different. But then that touch will be short. It's crowded. He wants to go first in the queue and he pushes you away. Right? We'll take one more example last. Yes, this middle cell.
Safe. When relative touch you by saying well done or you are doing good work.
Okay. He wants to answer. Yes. Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, if someone touches us at our private parts.
Private parts. All right. So we've got this answer. Okay, great. I'm going to write this down because two people have told me this. Okay. So touching your, whether it is stranger or known person. Okay, I have one more question to you. Is that a stranger touching your private parts or is it a known person touching your private parts?
Ma'am, it is not important that who is touching. Ma'am, it is important and what are their intentions.
Very good answer. Excellent answer. Excellent answer. All right. So it can be, remember, beware, not just strangers. He said strangers in markets, crowded places, shops. It can also be known people. And that is our real danger. That is our smartness, by understanding or trying to understand the intention behind that touch. Now, he has not written it, I am a bad person, I want to harm you. There is no game like that. There is no board, there is no sign. So, how will you know it? Which is the bad place to touch? How do you know it? Is this bad? Is this bad? Is this bad? We don't know. So, let us see first of all what is bad touch, what is good touch, or rather which place is bad touch. So, you spoke about so many situations, we have got them, some unsafe, some safe, and some of you repeated them, right. So, let us read a few more situations which are called bad touch and which are called not bad or good touch. Okay? And neutral ones you already know, right. I am going to read some aloud. Shall I do that? First sign is it hurts you. That touch is hurting you, it is harder, it is clinging and you feel uncomfortable. It makes you nervous, sometimes even scared. And you know why you are scared? It could be scared of being caught, it could be scared of somebody knowing about it, or it could be scared because that person can harm you more. So, in any kind of scare, you are the one who is scared and that person is not scared. So, it is not good. It is an area that is covered by your underwear, chest, genital area for girls and typically genital area for boys. So, for girls it is chest plus genital areas, for boys it is genital areas. Someone touches you where you do not want to be touched. You just go back, you recoil, automatically you pull back. That means you do not like to be touched there. Okay? Someone forces you to touch them. This is the worst part. You get touched and someone forces you to touch them. That is also bad touch. Someone threatens to hurt you. If you tell anyone, they will blackmail you. If you tell, I will beat you, I will take away your books, I will go and tell that you failed, you did not go to class, they might blackmail you like that. Or they force you to keep it secret. That means you cannot tell anyone and you have to keep it to yourself, and that makes you most uncomfortable. Secrecy from your parents or from your trusted people is the worst thing. It eats you up inside. Even small things, when you fail in an exam or you did not give a test, that secret also hurts you. This hurts you even more. If someone offers you gifts or they trick you or they encourage and motivate you to do or consent to do something inappropriate. I am using the word inappropriate, that means it is not the right thing to do. So, then what are good touches? How does the same touch become good? You feel comfortable with it, it is natural, it is short, it is light, it is simple, it is a good intention. The touch is in an appropriate area. Now, when your mother or your teacher pats you, she does not pat you for being good in a bad area, in a private area. She teaches you on your back or your head or maybe even your cheek. The touch is light and brief. Okay? Clear? Right? So, you have given me some lovely situations. I am going to take a few more situations and see how you respond, what it means to you. Ready? So, I am going to read a situation and you will tell me whether it is safe or unsafe. Ready? Okay. Situation 1. Your friend gives you a high five when he sees you during lunch time. What's high five? Like this, na? Okay. What's it nowadays? Is it still high five or something else, or fist? High fives. All right. So, is this a safe touch or a unsafe touch? Raise your hands and I am going to ask. Okay. Yes, you. And why
it's
is
a
it
safe
a safe
touch.
Why? Is it a safe touch?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is it a safe touch? Why is there no risk in it?
Because the person is
Louder.
not touching you unnecessary
Because it's not unnecessary and it's a brief,
and friendly.
light touch. Okay, next situation. You meet a new student at school and you two shake hands. Now, is it a good touch or a bad touch? Okay, let me see who hasn't answered as yet. All right.
This is a safe touch.
Why is it a safe touch?
Because it's not a bad, the person is not touching with a bad intention.
How do you know it's not a bad intention? How do you
Because
find
it's-
out the difference?
Because it's a friendly person and
Oh.
my classmate.
Not good enough. I want some more addition to that answer. Remember, I told you 4 things: light,
It's a
Not-
light touch, friendly,
not
and
groping,
short.
okay, and not no pressure.
Yes, ma'am.
But if the same person holds your hand and does not let it go, then
It's a bad touch.
it can become a bad touch. Not always, but it can become a bad touch. And
Yes,
then you
ma'am.
want to remember that this is not a good idea. Okay, let's see another one. So, any staff from the school, okay, this is regarding other than teachers and other than students, you also have staff in school. So, it could be anybody, hai na? So, any staff member They say they call you on some pretext and they say come to this an area where nobody is there, not many people are there, and he asks you, touch me. It could be any person, it could be male or female, boys or girls. Students can be boys or girls, and they say you must touch me here. So they are forcing you, or they are telling you, they are not touching you but they are asking you to touch them. That is the situation.
Ma'am, it's a bad touch.
Why is it a bad touch?
Ma'am, because he's telling you to touch him in inappropriate area.
Okay. So it's a bad touch.
Yes, ma'am.
And you feel uncomfortable. What do you feel about it?
Ma'am, I feel uncomfortable.
Are you scared?
Yes, ma'am.
You can get scared.
Yes,
I think he also wants to add something. Yes.
Ma'am, because ma'am, it is a bad touch because ma'am, he is forcing us first, and ma'am, second, ma'am, no one will say to touch me or touch myself in a good intention. It will be always in a bad
It will
intention.
be a bad intention, especially when they take you to a lonely place. They don't need to touch you. He's not a doctor. He's not from the medical room. He's not supposed to be doing that to you. Okay. So if suppose he's from accounts, or he's supposed to be from the office or from the front office or anywhere, that is not his job to touch you, and you know it. And it happen to boys and girls both? They can force boys and girls both the kinds of students to touch them? Yes. Or is it only girls or is it only boys? Both, right. So it can be for both the kind of children, both kind of students can be forced into this kind of a behavior, and it's a bad time. Okay, let's see. Your mom and dad hug you with love and affection. So they're holding you tight, they're loving you and they're patting you because they care for you. So is it good or bad? Okay, yes.
Ma'am, this touch is a good touch because our father and mother hug.
You're feeling comfortable. Who likes to be hugged? It means everything is good in my life. When my parents hug me, I feel my world is good. It feels safe, it feels loved, it feels nothing is wrong. So in all the situations, hugging by somebody, your elder brother or sister or parents, feels very nice. You feel strong. So love of your loved ones is very nice. Good. Another one. An adult who knows your name, but they know your name, tries to grab your hand to bring you into their vehicle. It could be a car, it could be a motorcycle, it could be a van, stating that they are bringing you home today. Is this a good situation or a bad situation?
Ma'am, unsafe touch.
Unsafe situation. Why is it unsafe?
Ma'am, because we don't know him or her.
He knows your name.
Ma'am, but
He
we
called
don't
you
know
by the
them.
name.
Ma'am, but we don't know them.
And suppose you know them. Maybe it's a neighbor. Maybe it's a friend's friend. Maybe it's daddy's friend. Maybe it's mommy's friend. Maybe it's a market shopkeeper. Maybe it's a chemist. Maybe it's from the beauty salon, the milkman, the vegetable vendor.
But ma'am, we don't know him very well.
You
That
don't
he's
know
a
him very
good
well.
person or a bad person.
And does he normally come to pick you up?
No, ma'am.
Does he ever come to pick you up?
No, ma'am.
Is he allowed to pick you up?
No, ma'am.
Did anybody tell you that he will come to pick you up?
No, ma'am.
No. So then why is he coming to pick you up? Doubtful intentions. So something unusual, which doesn't happen, which is not routine, which is not authorized, which is not by permission of your parents, and somebody picking you up is unsafe. And what is the risk in that? It could be, it could be kidnapped, or it can be abused, or in any way. Right? So that's, you're right. Okay? And it doesn't have to be an unknown person. That is the risk part. Okay? So another one. Your teacher taps you on the back and wishes you a safe journey. So is that situation good or bad? Is that touch good or bad? Safe or unsafe? I'm going to use the word safe. All right, you.
Ma'am, it is a good touch because the teacher don't have any bad intentions and she is just praising us.
And she's wishing your safety, and it needs to be light.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Of
Not prolonged,
Yes,
short.
ma'am. Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
And you can just speedily.
And ma'am, we are not feeling uncomfortable.
And she's not dragging you in any wrong
Yes,
place.
ma'am.
Good. One last one. Okay? Someone you do not know in the park. You've gone to the park. How many people have started going now in the park? It's hot, but it's great fun. Even I like to go to the park. Someone you do not know at the park attempts to touch you in a way that makes you uncomfortable. Sometimes it gets dark, you're playing for too long, sometimes your friends have already gone home, you're waiting to go home, maybe you're on the way out and you find a stranger and they touch you and they make you, at least they try. Is that a safe or an unsafe touch? Okay, who has not answered? Okay, all right, you answer.
Ma'am, she's unsafe touch because ma'am we did not feel ma'am comfortable, and ma'am it's ma'am he or she has a bad intention because ma'am we does not know his intentions. So and ma'am it is not necessary touch, ma'am it's unnecessary. So ma'am that is ma'am unsafe touch.
Good answer. So she's saying it is not necessary that that person has to touch you. There is no relationship, there is no business, he is not supposed to. So it is just completely out of the blue. So you know that this person's intentions may not be in the right place. Okay? So you must understand the difference by the location, the type of touch, the reason of the touch, the intention of the touch, the length of that touch, the hardness, the unknownness, and that's how you will make out the difference between a good touch and a bad touch. Clear? And I want you to continue to share your knowledge with friends who have doubts, with your friends, with your family, with your sisters, brothers and your other people.